what the role players are doing and the GE himself. We will move on to the first section of the meeting. And to preside this part of the program, I would like to introduce the table topics master. He's none other than Toastmaster Dr. Rashid, the Shifu of Toastmaster or UTP Toastmasters Club. Over to you, Toastmaster Dr. Rashid.
Toastmaster of the evening, and very good evening to each and every one of you. Today's first part of the Toastmasters meeting is going to be the table topic session, which is an impromptu speaking session. It's going to be just a 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes speaking session for the selected members. So it's going to be 2 minutes, and you are given 30 seconds to round up your speech. And after that, the timer is going to time it down. So I have about 6 questions. Okay, I have about 6 to 7 questions. So you can just go ahead and pick on any number. I don't have to share slides because we want to cover as many people as possible. So for the rule, just for tonight, anyone who volunteers picks the next presenter. Okay? So who will volunteer to be the first speaker? Anyone? Anyone? Before I pick? I can't see. Okay, Jaya is going first. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
After that, you choose who goes next. Your first question is in relation to the theme of our meeting, Jaya. The roar of the lion. Why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle, in your own opinion? Do you get the question, or you need me to say it again?
Again, once again.
Why do you think lion is the king of the jungle, in your own opinion?
All right, to be a tiger, to roar like a tiger, it is something that differs, that makes a tiger unique by itself. So in a jungle, when you got to roar like a tiger, it symbolizes the braveness of yours. It symbolizes the fearless behavior of yours. So when a tiger in a jungle, when we compare it with a human being, so we can symbolize ourselves, our behavior, our characteristic with the tiger, where we are something unique, something that people look up to in our own circle, in our own community. So I think that is why you're it's like you have to roar like a tiger, or else, as how I mentioned earlier, you will be treated like a cat. So every day you got to roar and make sure people see you for whatever you do. So yeah, that's back to you.
Thank you. So, Jaya, you have the opportunity now to choose who becomes the next speaker, please.
Oh, I choose. Okay. I choose Han to be the next speaker.
Okay, Han, choose from question 2 to question 7. Which is your question?
The question 7 then.
Okay, which of your 2021 goals are you most proud of achieving? 2021 goals, which of them are you most proud of achieving?
2021 was a very memorable year. Why? Because it is the year that I start off doing something that was the first time to me. I started up trying new haircut. I tried that out starting a new hobby, which is to study on programming as well as to study on data science. Also, in the May of 2021, something big happened, is that we finally able to establish UTP Toastmaster Club, which is something that I never thought of being able to revive it again. I was back then in the 2017 batch, the first few that started off the UTP Toastmaster Club. But along the time where we faces much challenges in terms of member involvement, of membership retainment, as well as to keep on the momentum going on, the fire eventually went off. And to me, that was one of the most unfortunate thing that happened to me during my degree life. If you ask me what is my greatest and most memorable achievement that I have done, is that I have met a wonderful people over here. I met Dr. Rashid, I met the whole EXCO team, I even met my virtual love there, Boo, for being here with me, kidding with me, pulling our legs together for almost half a year now. And it is where I met great people and I finally regained the confidence in speaking again. And for me, 2021 has so much things to remember. But if you ask me, the only story that I will share to people that comes first to my thought would always be the achievement of being able to revive the UTP Toastmaster Club. Back to you, Dr. Rashid.
You, Master Han, for an excellent presentation. So you get to choose the next speaker, Han.
I would like to volunteer Toastmaster Akram, our boy here back from Sri Lanka.
Okay. Akram, from question 2 to question 6.
I'll take 5.
Take 5. Okay. And question 5. Tell us about your 2022 most important goal.
Can you repeat? I think it's better. I can't hear you.
I think the question is tell him your most important 2022 goals. Is that correct, Dr. Rashid?
Yeah.
Is it Neo? Nobody else can hear?
Hi, Akram. I think the title is tell him your most important 2022 goals.
Rules.
Goals, yeah.
Goals. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening to you all once again. The rules for 2022 is on a how can I say, on a subjective basis, because the way in which the world is evolving right now, we have different goals at different times. So one of the goals currently is do not get COVID. So so that is one of the that is priority one right now. So most of us will have to follow through with that, because it doesn't matter whether your goals are good or high or whatever it is. If you are not safe, so safety is priority one. So at this instance, the goal would be to be healthy as much as possible. Stick to have a good diet. Stick to a good and healthy routine. So throughout the year, eventually, on the back of my mind, one was the goals depending on situations to come. It would be something to get through your degree. Well, so one of my goals could be to complete my master's. The other one is to get a decent job after that. or pursue with the PhD if that's an option as well. So the goals will change depending on what the situation of the world of your surrounding is, and hopefully we would achieve whatever the goal we set our mind to at that instance, and hopefully be successful as much as possible. Over to you, Tabitha. Okay, so I get to choose. I get to choose someone, right? Who can I choose? Okay, I think I'll just choose Toastmaster and Naeem.
Dr. Rashid, we can't hear you, I think.
Yeah, Dr. Rashid, we can't hear you. Can you check if your mic is muted?
No, we can't hear you.
And I can't read lips, Dr. Rashid.
Or maybe Dr. Rashid can put the question on the chat if possible.
Right, Naeem, you have number 2, 3, 4, and 6.
I'll take number 2.
Right, Dr. Rashid, number 2. Working from home or physical? Working from home or physical?
If you ask me now, and I would answer, who in their right mind would ever want to work physical? I mean, every time I go to work, I sit down at my desk, I turn on my laptop, I type the whole day, and I go back home. I do the exact same thing at home. I do it right there. So who in their right mind right now would actually want to go to work? Especially now when I'm living in KL, I am living alone. And my office is literally my bedroom. And everywhere I go, work comes with me. And being myself, I sometimes do like to work on the go. And yet, sometimes I feel as though being in office is a lot more fun than you think. Try to imagine if you're like me. You're living alone, you cook your own breakfast, you talk to yourself the whole day, and your only companionship is your own laptop. Things that you can never get at home is companionship when you're alone. And every single time I go to work, the one thing I really look out for is to have a chat with my coworkers, if they're even there. Because every single time I drive to work, which is about 20 half an hour, I sit down, I turn on my laptop, type, and yet I get a chat with my deskmate. How's their cat doing? I get a chat with my boss. How's his wife doing? And have a chat with all the cleaners, with all the canteen workers, and everybody else. You know, sometimes nowadays we really want to work from home, right? Home is where everything is. We have great internet, we have great comfort, and everything is here within our control. And yet sometimes we forget that being in the presence of someone else, especially being at work, even though COVID is rising right now, just the human touch, the human connection that we all really need, really brings a difference between either choosing working from office or at home. So if you were to ask me, work from home or office, I would say half-half. Let's say 3 days at home and 2 days in office. Wouldn't that be a great world to live in? Thank you very much. All right, Dr. Rashid, just type anyone's name. I don't really mind. Thank you.
We have already reached. We have like less than 2 minutes, 2 more minutes for our table topic session.
Ditya Malaysia, you are volunteer as the last presenter. So the topic was, apart from the lion, which animal do you think is most qualified to be the king of the jungle? I repeat, apart from the lion, which animal do you think is the most qualified to be the king of the jungle? Over to you.
Well, I'm not the animal in the jungle. I cannot tell who can be king. Well, if I have to choose one, I don't know how I would be in that environment. But I would think then I have to choose someone I like, the quality that I like in that animal. Then I think that would be my favorite instead of whether it's the best. My favorite, I think, is horse. I love horse. You know, the Chinese calendar, we have the 12 animals. And my two daughters were born in the years of horse. One in the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year. I mean, it's a head and the tail. I have the entire horse. And I love the features or the quality of the horse. You look at this, even though you look at the painting, oh, it's so loving. You know, the momentum, wow, it's so energetic, the energy level, you feel it. Well, once it runs, it's not like a tiger, so roaring, so angry, fierce, so scary. But it gives you the feeling like so smooth, so pleasant, so motivating. Oh, I love the kind of feeling, especially when you look at the movie or the thing, the video, or you look at the horse when the horse move, so beautiful, so calm, so motivating, so soothing. So that is the best animals that I like. If I have the authority and I would choose horse as the king of the jungle. Back to you, our table topic master.
All right, Akram, I think you can proceed.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Rashid, our table topics man. That was a very interesting table topic session, to be honest.
And first of all, I would like to invite the table topics evaluator, Toastmaster Nick Yasmin. Over to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My role as the table topics evaluator is to listen to each impromptu speeches given by the participants of the table topic session and provide feedback. So earlier we had 5 eloquence table topic speakers, and the first table topic speaker was Jaya. She got the topic, why do you think the lion is the king of the jungle? Instead of talking about the lion being the king of the jungle, she shared with us why she thinks that the tiger is the king of the king of the jungle. Sorry. What I like about her speech was that she started her speech confidently by telling us the unique characteristic of the tiger, which is fearless and brave. I feel moved listening to her speech, especially when she said, roar like a tiger, otherwise people will see you as a cat. If there is one thing to improve on, Jaya, I think you can expand your speech even more. Perhaps you can share with us a personal story, maybe about a tiger figure in your life, and you can conclude that the uniqueness of the tiger makes the tiger deserve to conquer the jungle. All in all, great attempt, Jaya. Second table topic speaker, Han. He chose the topic, which of your 2021 goals are you most proud of achieving? What I like about his speech is that I find the speech very organized. He started off his speech by sharing the many things that happened in his life during the year 2021. He shared that he did a lot of new things, new haircut, and the goal that he is most proud of was reviving and establishing UTP Toastmasters Club in mid-2021. He said that there were many ups and downs that happened to him in 2021, which is normal in our life. We have our ups and downs. He shared his gratitude because of this goal of reviving the club. He met a lot of new people, new friends, and virtual love. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe virtual love towards the club. And he concluded by repeating that the goal that he is most proud of was reviving UTP Toastmasters Club. If there is one thing to improve on, perhaps you can try to make your speech more engaging. Maybe you can add more vocal variety. It will make your speech more dramatic, especially when you are sharing about your club that you didn't get to move forward back then due to your membership. All in all, a good job. Thank you for your sharing, Han. Third table topic speaker, Akram. He chose the topic, your most important 2022 goals. He started off his speech by saying that goals cannot be defined. It is subjective, and the world is constantly evolving. So it doesn't matter how big or small the goal is. What I like about his speech is that Akram is a natural storyteller. He shared with us that his number one priority is safety. He wants to be as healthy as possible by having a good diet, a good daily routine, and also not to get infected by COVID. He also shared with us that he wants to complete his master's, get a decent job, or maybe continuing his education. So when he's sharing these things, I feel like there is no barrier between Akram and us. It's like you're sharing like a close friend. And I hope that you will achieve everything that you dream of. I find the conclusion was powerful too. He shared that we can achieve any goals that we set our mind to. Honestly, I cannot find anything big to improve on. Perhaps you can add more hand gestures so that the speech will be more engaging. For example, when you share health is your number one priority, perhaps you can show your finger like that. It will be more impactful. So kudos to you, Akram. Fourth table topic speaker, Naim. He got the topic, working from home or physical. He started off his speech by asking us a question. Who in the right mind wants to work physically when you can do the same thing at home? I find that his speech is very relatable to us who are working or studying. What I like about his speech is that I feel like I'm watching a drama. I actually don't know whether he prefers to work from home or work at office. He injected some humor at the early of his speech by saying that his room is his office. So I assume that he likes to work from home. Then he shared with us that he finds being in office more fun. As we are social animals, we need some human touch. As a conclusion, he said that the best arrangement would be working from office and home alternately. So I find that I was like on a roller coaster listening to your speech. As for the things to improve on, honestly, I couldn't find one. So thank you, Naim, for your sharing. And our last table topic speaker, who was volunteered by the table topic master, DTM Alicia, she got the topic, apart from the lion, which animal you think is most qualified to be the king of the jungle? She shared with us that the animal that she thinks most qualified to be the king is the horse. And she loves the horse because of her daughters. Compared to the tiger, the horse is more motivating and pleasant looking. And she likes the way that the horse moves. So what I like about her speech is that when she shared about the characteristic of the horse, I could feel that she speak from the heart. I could feel the love, her love for her daughters who were born in the year of the tiger. And she concluded her speech by saying that if she has the authority to choose the king, she would choose the horse as the king of the jungle. I find this conclusion very powerful. If there is one thing to improve on, Alicia, perhaps you can expand more by giving example to the characteristic of the horse. Maybe you can relate with your daughters. It will make your audience more interested and more convinced that the horse is the king of the jungle. All in all, great sharing, Alicia. Thanks to all table topic speakers for enlightening us with your stories tonight. Let's give a round of applause to our table topic speakers. And that's all from me. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.